The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is a new series that has recently dropped on Netflix. It formed part of the Riverdale world, so where you've got Riverdale with Archie and the gang doing their adventures and solving murders, etc. You've got Greendale, where Sabrina the Teenage Witch, or Sabrina Spellman, lives. She lives with her two aunties, Hilda and Zelda, and her cousin Ambrose. They're all witches. Sabrina, though, is a half-human, half-witch. This causes her some kind of conflict where she feels drawn between the human world and the dark witch world. A lot of people may remember Sabrina from the 90s TV series, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. This is nothing like that at all. Trying to compare the two series is like trying to compare apples and oranges. One was a light sort of Saturday morning kids show. This is a dark, more adult, creepy drama type show. It's incredibly well made. It's got a really good aesthetic to it. It's filmed really well. They use creative camera tricks with focus and lenses to give sort of an idea of when there's magic about and when spooky things are happening. The sets look wonderful. It's set in this sort of, it's not quite the 50s because it actually says at the start this year, but everything looks like it's from the 50s, and sort of the world is devoid of computers and technology, but not due to any sort of reference or specific thing. It's just to help set the tone and the scene. I don't want to give away anything about the series because they pack so much into all of the episodes. I mean, within the first 2 or 3 episodes you've had a witch trial, you know, the devil come out of the ground, and issues with sexuality and gender and stuff like that. It packs loads in. It's very well cast and well acted, whereas on Riverdale everyone has got like a ripped six-pack or is a beautiful young woman. Whilst everyone's obviously is attractive to a level that you have to allow with American TV, in Sabrina they all are made to look a bit more normal. For instance, the first thing I said to my wife when I was watching it is, look, they've all got bags under their eyes, including Sabrina. Everyone looks a little bit more tired and a little less made up in the makeup department, which I think really adds to the sort of earthy nature of the show. I feel that it's well written. Some people won't like it, they'll just be totally against the way it's written and the way it looks, and that's fine. You know, there's other shows out there to watch, but I found that I enjoyed this more than Riverdale. It's only 10 episodes long in the first season, or actually the first part. I think it's labelled as part 1, and that's just enough. You don't want any more because it might get drawn out, and I think that's one of the problems with Riverdale, is the series feel a bit drawn out after a while, and I'd rather it was a lot more compacted. There's lots of characters. The main ones are obviously Sabrina, who's very well acted and actually looks like a 16-year-old girl, although having a quick look on IMDb I see she isn't, she's slightly older than that. Her aunts, Hilda and Zelda, again really well acted and really well cast. There's a clear difference between the characters in them, and they're not just a sort of amalgam of the same character split in two. You even get Salem the cat, who doesn't necessarily speak in this, but you know, he's cute and he's there, and he's the character a lot of people were looking forward to seeing from the original show. His voice and his sort of sarky comments are made up through the character of Ambrose, her cousin. This is based on a comic book series which I read last year before I realised it was coming out. I actually made a video on the comic book series. It really keeps up the tone of that comic book series, and that's something I thought would be really hard to do, but it actually manages to get that done really well. It's worth checking out the comic book series, which the first volume, or first I think 5 or 6 issues, are free to read if you've got an Amazon Prime subscription and go through the Kindle app. So it's worth checking that out just to see how it compares to it. The big question I had when I was watching it was, I wonder if this means there might be the opportunity for sort of afterlife with Archie spin-off, or at least just a special. I know it would totally be impossible to do an Afterlife with Archie series because you've got the Riverdale series going on, and it would conflict and confuse too many people. But they could possibly do a sort of one-off special episode or a Halloween episode or something along those lines that would be quite fun and enjoyable to see, especially if they're introducing all these dark elements into the world that those shows are set. But definitely worth watching, particularly around Halloween. And it's just a quality show, and I think it's suitable for ages from teenager and up. It's not really something you'd want a younger child to be watching, just because it probably covers some issues and topics that, you know, I think might be a bit too grown up for kids, but otherwise really worth watching. Yeah, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.